Morning all, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's well. So I've just got back from my walk, and during my walk I decided that the video I'd planned to do this morning is going to get postponed because on this now new morning ritual of mine where I'm walking around, the time I get to consider and plan and think is becoming almost as beneficial as the walk itself, burning a few calories, getting a bit of a sweat on. And I was about halfway through this morning's walk and something dawned on me. And that is that I think myself and most people have become a little bit too obsessed with the planning, the strategizing side of anything you're definitely gonna do. And that doesn't have to be in a business context. That can be your health, your mental well-being, your diet, anything really. And I'm as guilty of this as anyone. That planning stage, that working out what needs to be in place before you can go and create this new world, new business, new you, execute on your master plan, is all a little bit too easy. It's a bit too comfortable. It's probably a bit too enjoyable, actually. I love it. I love, having a new idea for a service or a product or a business and then spending loads of time telling certain people about it, making Excel spreadsheets, mapping out cash flows, and it's all great. And the reason it's all great is because the vast majority of it is make-believe. It's something which is enjoyable to do because you're absolutely convinced that this new thing or this new strategy is going to change your life for the better. And all you've really got in your head is the fact that if you do this, this and this is going to happen and that's going to be great. Now, we've got to realise that planning is critical, absolutely critical. But too much planning is wasting time and probably reducing your chances of ever doing what it is you're planning to do. And you've got to know when the planning stops and the action starts. I read something a while back and I really liked it. It said, if your idea is 100% ready before you launch, you've launched too late. And I really like that because I think that the planning can only be so good without the practice, without the practical side of this, without the doing of it. And you know what? The reason I think we all love to plan and we all put off the execution is because the execution is a lot less sexy than the planning. A lot less sexy. We know full well, or at least I hope we know, that the planning bit is the dreamland, it's the fairy tale. But then the execution, without large quantities of hard work, consistency, and patience. I mean, can you think of three less exciting words? Hard work, consistency, and patience. No thanks, mate. Do you know what I mean? No. I'm enjoying this planning stage because I'm in a Ferrari. In my head, I've got a Ferrari. No, you got to put the work in. You got to get going, and you got to be really careful that you don't become a planning junkie. You don't become a self-help junkie. You don't always decide that or if I just automate that side of this, and if I just, invest in that software, if I just go on this training course or this self-help course, then everything's going to be great, and then I'll get going. That's bollocks. You're lying to yourself. And you've got to be honest with yourself. You've got to recognize that. Two things that, just to finish today's episode, that I really think drill this home. And they're two separate kind of analogies of this issue. And the first one, a big fan of the show, a fella called Carl Brooks, wrote on a social media platform that we're both part of. And I read it and I thought, that's going in these diaries at some point in the future. And this is the perfect time to talk about it. And what Carl wrote that he had found out is that doing all the planning, getting all the help, getting all the education, and then doing absolutely nothing about it is the same as buying an ice cream, finding a nice bench somewhere, getting yourself comfortable, and then just letting the ice cream melt all down the cone, all over your hands. No different. Absolutely no different. And the second thing, which I think drills this home, and please be honest with yourself, that's what this morning's all about. Are you addicted to the idea of success and not really that interested in the hard work, consistency, and patience side of success? And a book I'm reading at the minute, the author, when he was younger, he worked in a denim store in America. And he said on a daily basis, he'd hear people say, because this denim store was just like decked out and mirrors everywhere, mirrored walls, just mirrors, so everyone could check themselves out in their jeans or whatever. And he said on a daily basis, he heard people say, "Oh, I hate mirrors." People don't hate mirrors. People hate the way they look in a mirror. And it's easier to blame the mirror for the way you look than getting yourself down the gym and sorting your diet out or working on those imperfections that are solvable. It's just that we don't want to be honest and say, I'm too lazy to do anything about it. So this morning's message is a bit more direct, a bit more harsh, but a really important one nevertheless. Yeah, don't get obsessed with the planning, because a lot of the answers only become apparent when you're walking down the path. I'll catch up tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed today.